and welcome to Forever Young Live with me, Ben Young. We're here to provide some quality online programming for all ages. So thank you so much for tuning in. I hope you've been tuning in every week. We do this every Thursday. We've got a great show for you today. You're going to meet the first non-magician special guest on Forever Young. You are going to see something really crazy with turtles, and I'm going to read your mind through the screen. So without further ado, let's get started right now. We have, like I said, this is episode 5 of this show, and we've been having a lot of fun. And so I actually, since it's Throwback Thursday, I thought I would put together a little video clip showing some highlights from the past episodes. So please enjoy. We have an awesome show for you. So let's get started right now.
I am going to read your mind through the screen. Watch.
No, I told you, it's always free. Oh, sorry, it's having some buffering issues.
Always free.
Artsy fartsy, where Ben fries scraps. So all of these little things are all for land. Take a roll of toilet paper, and you draw a spider. And when you do that, you end up with this kind of thing.
Can you do magic for me now? Let me tell you. This line was so long, and I'm like, now you want me to do magic?
Oh, he's stuck out. I don't know.
I cut up a carpet. I sewed up myself.
Here we go.
Oh, okay.
It looks like you cracked your neck. Like that.
Like, you have to give good advice about it, bad advice about it, and worse advice.
What just happened?
That's a real bird, people. Let's end with a dad joke. Have you heard what Mozart's up to lately? He's decomposing. Because he's not composing. So every week after the episode airs, I do post it on YouTube. So if you've missed any of the previous episodes, or if you want to watch them again, you can see the full episodes on my YouTube. That's the official link. But if you just look up Ben Young Magic or Ben Young Live, it'll pop up that you can watch the full episode. So because it is Throwback Thursday, Facebook, this is so funny. Facebook actually showed this to me this morning. I have to show this to you. This was not part of the original plan, but that is my first driver's license photo. And I was 16 at the time. I've got braces and I have a lot of hair, which if the quarantine keeps going, I'm kind of working that way again. But I know my mom loved my hair back then, but I'm glad that I made some changes. But that is an interesting Throwback Thursday, a little bit of blackmail, but now I'm putting it out into the open so that no one can blackmail me about it. So today's show is brought to you by the word cacophony. Cacophony is a very strange but amazing word. It means a harsh or meaningless mixture of sounds. So, used in a sentence, turn off that cacophony so I can focus on Forever Young. So thank you again for tuning in. We're going to jump right into our special guest. Today, our guest is our first non-magician on Forever Young, so this is pretty exciting. Felicity Fields, she is a writer, she is a photographer, and she's an all-around lovely person. So please welcome Felicity Fields. Hold on, and there's a countdown. It's amazing. Hello.
Hello. Hi, Ben. Hi, everybody.
Well, and are you tuning in direct from London?
No, unfortunately not. I'm in Michigan, where I've been for the last 10 years of my life. But we missed home so much, we decided to put a full-on backdrop in our living room. So kept it. It's great.
So are you saying that your accent is not a Michigan accent?
Surprisingly not. Believe it or not, this is not how most Michiganders sound. But
Wait,
I am.
What is it? Michigander.
I'm a Michigander now. That's what the local Michigan people are called.
Wow.
Yeah. Is there not a word for people from Vegas?
It's Las Vegan.
Oh.
Not much. That's not great, and it's spelt vegan. Yeah, so it's a
Yeah.
little bit. It's iffy. Tennessee is Tennessean, which I think is pretty. You just slap an A in to the end, and there you are.
Michigandian. I don't know. People pronounce it a million ways. It's just a fun.
The D is what's throwing me off.
I think it's also because I don't pronounce it correctly. I've kind of got to the point where I can't remember if the words I say are English, American, or a word my mother has created that I think is English.
Marta Lee, my dear friend from high school, says it's Michiganders, or maybe she's suggesting Michiganders and Vegasians.
I at this point I don't even know.
I don't know. What's up, Joseph? Thanks for tuning in. And I do love, you've told me many times that I'm the only, or maybe one of the few people that can talk about your accent and not get slapped about it.
Yes, this is true. Mainly because when you talk about it, you don't repeat the words I say, and it really frustrates me. Because if I had any other accent, no one would repeat what I say in like a terrible version of it. But because I'm from England, it's totally fine. It just gets a little bit repetitive and annoying. So I don't slap people, but I ask them to stop. Sometimes it's tempting. But
well, and no, I have to be honest, it's very tempting to repeat words back. Especially if you, and I'm not sure that you specifically have said this, but there's like certain British sounding words, so if someone says jumpa, it'll be like
in high school or middle school or something, because I moved when I was 11, so I did high school and college over here. There was a couple kids that they loved the way I said banana, and they'd ask me to say it all the time. And after a while, I was like, give me $1. And so I'd say it if they gave me $1. I made like $10 off it. It was great.
That's fantastic. Very entrepreneurial. And so that's actually a great segue, because you are a freelance writer.
Yes.
And so do you want to talk about kind of what you've been up to lately, what you've been doing?
So my main writing at the moment is I write for Vanish International Magic Magazine, which is a online magic magazine, completely free. The issue that's currently out is free. Backlogs you have to pay I think it's like $2 for. But I write a column dedicated towards inclusion and diversity within the worlds of magic. So we've talked about physical touch, we've talked about knowing your bias towards people, and just in generally trying to include everybody and trying to make sure that the world of magic is as inclusive and welcoming as it can be.
Are you saying that sometimes the magic world is not totally inclusive?
I think just like the rest of society, there's times where women, people of color, any sort of minority group has not been treated fairly, and so we're just trying to expand it. There's not many people talking about it within the worlds of magic, so I decided to jump on that train. Really
true. And really that does happen. We love to make fun of magic because we're in it, but it really does happen with pretty much every kind of group.
Yeah, exactly.
There's always some kind of like exclusive, inclusive kind of issue, whether it's excluding, genders or race or something, or just kind of like you're not part of the cool group, you're not part of the cool kids. And so,
so it's awesome. I refer to it as inclusion instead of usually the like big words of like sexism, racism, because it's at the end of the day, it's all about including everybody. And that's the focus.
Let's just all get along.
Yeah, exactly. Can't we all just be friends? It's so different.
Yeah. Well, I mean, depends. Depends on who you meet. Depends on your social
than anything else.
Yeah. So, you're very much in the magic world. Both of your parents are magicians, or at least, your dad, your mom's you're in the magic world.
Yeah.
You're very, very much in the magic world.
Yeah. I call myself a squib.
So, is that a Harry Potter reference?
Harry Potter reference. So since Harry Potter came out, they usually refer to laymen, people who don't do magic, as muggles. Mm-hmm. And so a squib in the world of Harry Potter is somebody who has magical parents but doesn't have any magical ability. So while I'm at a lot of magic conventions, I know how a lot of tricks are done, I'm there all the time, talk about it all the time, I don't perform myself. I just do the background stuff. I do social media for my parents a lot of the time. I've done research for people as well. It's just not an on stage kind of person, I guess.
Right. But what is it like living in a magic world but not actually performing magic yourself?
I think I get the best of both worlds. Like, not to quote Hannah Montana too much, but
we went from Harry Potter to Hannah Montana. That's pretty.
Honestly, I'm a
pretty
massive
good.
nerd, so like those two were just like a normal thing for me. Just quote everything. So I get to see the audience perspective of just wonder, because there's definitely tricks I still don't know how they're done. But I also get the magician's perspective of going, wow, they worked really hard on that, and that sleight of hand's not easy, or that trick that's brand new, that's wonderful. And so I see both sides, and there's neither side that I see more than the other, and I just enjoy all of it. Like I will always love magic because I get to see both sides of it.
Yeah, you really do. When you become a magician, it does kind of ruin magic for you in a lot of ways. And this is something I think people don't really realize a lot, but because you learn how so much magic is done, now when you watch magic, you're not usually feeling that feeling of wonder. You're feeling like you appreciate it in a different way, right? Because you know what's going on, but it does kind of, you don't get that same feeling that muggles have. Yes,
and that's what I usually tell people, because there's a very big burnout effect in magic, and it's not really about like at the end of the day, magic, you get an amazing job. You get to create this sense of wonder and imagination in people that no one else really gets to do. And so I think it's a fascinating and incredible place to be. But at the same time, it's repetitive, it's very competitive, and you do lose that wonder because you know how it's all done. And so I'm very lucky that I will never lose that wonder.
You get to kind of dabble in all the things, which is pretty amazing.
Yeah.
So before I move on, so your parents have a show, and do you want to talk about the soiree a little bit?
Yeah, I'd love to. Lady Sarah's Magic Soiree. So my father's been performing for 30 years. My mother has been performing for 5, which is rather wild that she joined him on stage, and I'm still getting my head around it. But we do a monthly magic dinner theatre. Close-up magicians come to the table, and then we have a big cabaret show at the end, all hosted by my incredible mother, who is Mrs. Weasley and Mary Poppins in one spectacular human. She is wonderful. But yeah, it's great. It's held in Metro Detroit, a little restaurant around the corner called Camp Ticonderoga, which we absolutely love. Unfortunately, right now, because of the quarantine, it is shut. But when everything gets back up and running, we will be there right away. I mainly do their social media and front of house stuff while they're handling all the stage. Again, I'm just not a stage person, but while they're doing all that, I'm behind the scenes fiddling and fixing and everything like that.
Making it actually happen.
I mean, I don't like to say that, but some may have, yes.
You can take some. You're on the show today, so you can take credit for it. So, Michigan, you guys are pretty heavily quarantined, I believe, right?
Yeah.
Pretty serious. So I want to ask the heavy-hitting question here.
Oh my.
What have been your quarantine eats? What have you been eating while in quarantine? I've been cooking up a storm most of the time.
You see, because I actually live with my parents, and they will probably hate that I said I don't cook that much, which is great, and I love it. They probably hate it. I do treat myself to get Starbucks, these things. Like, I only get because they're very sugary and terrible, but I do quite like them.
But also lovely.
They are wonderful.
I swear, I say lovely more when I talk to you than I normally do.
It's my go-to word. I call everything wonderful and lovely and darling, and everyone just thinks I'm super posh when I'm really not. What else? We love a spaghetti squash in my family, and we do a lot of we call them courgettes, zucchinis. I think that's what you say. Yeah, zucchini. So we have a spiralizer.
Yeah. That's awesome.
The noodles, they're delicious. It goes with everything. And so, yeah, it's pretty much it. We just cook those a lot of the time. So it's super easy. It's like 5 minutes in the fryer with like garlic and herbs. It's great.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's a good quarantine eat.
Yeah. What have you been cooking lately?
Let's see. Well, last night I tried to make barbecue chicken, and that didn't really work out all that great. But I made really good tilapia, like fish tacos the other night. I'm totally blanking on. I don't know. I've been cooking a lot, and it's been fun. I posted on my Instagram a lot. I put it on the story with the hashtag quarantine eats.
Yeah, I've seen. They look.
Yeah, blueberry muffins. I made homemade from scratch blueberry muffins. Those were bomb.
We made cornbread, the stuff you make with chili, the bread stuff. We've never
That
made
wasn't me.
before.
No, that wasn't me.
No, we did.
Oh,
We,
you did.
Yeah, but we've never made it before. We were like, this is the greatest thing ever. Whenever we have it, we love it, but we just never made it. And so we made it for the first time. It was the first batch was not good. The second batch was a lot better.
Yeah. Oh man, I do. I love to cook. So it is now time for the audience to submit their own questions. So audience, if you want to ask Felicity or myself a question, put it in the comments. And while we're waiting for those to come in, I will ask you another question, Felicity. What is a purchase you've made in the last 6 months or so that is $100 or less that has greatly impacted your life? It could be something, you know, a little thing. It could be a Starbucks cappuccino. What?
You know what I'm going to say. So
you're not allowed to say anything that has to do with doing virtual shows or camera stuff.
No. Okay, sorry, I didn't hear all the rules. About 2 weeks ago, I went out and made a very essential purchase of 2 little mice because I really wanted pet mice. I've always wanted them. I don't know why. They're very sweet. They're very cute. They live in my bedroom. Their wheel is very loud at night, but they're so beautiful and cute, and I love them.
Oh, that's a good answer.
Yeah, they're really sweet. We've got a very fat cat that lives in this house that belongs to my mother, not just lives here randomly. But he's very fascinated by them, and it makes me very nervous because I love them very much. But they're very cute, but completely unnecessary for a purchase.
Oh, but no, that's a great answer. That's a great answer, though. I didn't ask for essential. I asked for awesome. So, no one's asking. Oh, your parents.
My parents are here.
Okay. So, anyways, we're just gonna move on. So for the show is called Forever Young, and Forever Young is really more of it's like an attitude, it's a lifestyle kind of thing of staying interested in things and curious and learning new things. So what do you do to stay forever young?
I laugh a lot. I watch a lot of comedy and magic, and I think that helps. But I found that laughter is the key to everything. And if I can keep laughing through everything that's going on, then I will be set. That's
a good answer. I'm on board with that. We've talked about stand-up comedy as well, which we won't get into here. But yeah, stand-up is fantastic.
Yeah. If anyone ever wants to talk about stand-up, I am 100% in, always. It's like
and you can find her at Felicity R. Fields at. Oh, sorry, I did the eyes. So thank you, Felicity. That ends our interviewee portion. But I'm gonna keep you in the loop. I'll bring you back on in a minute. I'm actually gonna perform a little trick right now, so I can steal some of the glory. So let's see. So I'm gonna make sure that you are. I don't want people to hear you talking. Okay. So I'm gonna show you guys a trick. This is one of my favorite beginner magic tricks. It uses a couple pieces of yarn. And actually, I need one piece of yarn for this. So if I actually rub the 2 pieces together, then they actually merge together, forming one piece of yarn. Now, so that is, like I said, it's one of my favorite beginner magic tricks. And I actually teach that in a little course I have called Video Chat Magic, where you learn 12 simple tricks that you can do both in person and over video chat. So you can show it to your family or whoever you're stuck in the house with, and then you could FaceTime your friend across the city or across the country and show that to them as well. They're all super easy to use items from around the house, and you can get it from my website, benyounglive.com. And in addition to Video Chat Magic, I actually have a full shop. So you can learn a free trick. We have Video Chat Magic, and I have some physical magic tricks like the Svengali deck that Mars mentioned earlier in the chat, and then also online magic classes if you're interested in doing that as well. So if you want to learn magic, or if you have someone who's close to you who might want to learn magic, you should check that out. Again, my website is benyounglive.com. So let's see, we are moving right along. Oh, Felicity, this is so exciting. I'm going to bring you back on after the commercial break here. It is now time for Artsy Fartsy, which normally I do. I try to do a craft, but today Felicity is going to be leading Artsy Fartsy. And so for this, straight up, I'm going to tell you, if you want to try it in real time with us, you need a napkin, just one of these basic square cheap napkins. She's using fancy ones, but we'll talk about that. But I'm gonna leave it to you, Felicity. Let me change this. There you go. Yeah.
Okay, cool. So as Ben said, you just need a napkin. I have fancy ones. So we're gonna make these beautiful flowers. They're gonna be roses. There's lots of different types you can make. These were actually, the napkin roses were created and sold, these special ones, by a guy named Michael Mode. They come in all sorts of colors, and today he's giving people 20% off their entire order. You have to, so there's a little competition between me and Ben. You either use Ben 20 or Felicity 20.
I thought it was Young 20.
No, he changed it to Ben 20.
Okay.
Yeah. So
I'm
you
type it in the thing for people.
It's capital Ben and capital Ben, the capitals for Felicity, and then 20s, no space. You get 20% off, and you can buy these incredible napkins that, you can make yourself, and they look like legit roses. Okay, so I've already started by taking the back off the tissue paper. So it's literally, you just peel it back, just making this a little bit quicker. It's very simple, though. You just take one finger, wrap the tissue around. You ready? You got it?
No. No. Okay, wait.
Right. Yeah, wrap it around. And then I include the second finger. And then keep wrapping it around.
Okay.
Until it's wrapped all the way around into a little tube. And then you pinch wherever you feel like the flower's big enough.
Right.
And then you twist. And then when you get about halfway down,
I keep twisting all the way. Oh, because it's the stem.
Yeah. So you can either twist all the way to the bottom, and you'll get just like a flower like this. And lift the outer corner up.
Oh, you froze for a second, and
then keep twisting.
So will you explain the petal?
Okay, am I still here?
Just explain the petal part again real quick.
Yes. So there's the outer corner. You just lift it up and then pinch and keep twisting.
I think I made the ugliest flower in the world. My mom, by the way, said when I announced that you were going to run the Artsy Fartsy, she said, "That's a relief."
I think I really like your mom. She sounds awesome.
I think our moms would actually get along really well.
That sounds right, actually.
That is the ugliest.
Hey, it looks beautiful.
But
I don't
also,
know.
my napkin is a little bit too big for this. Really, you want a smaller napkin and really smaller.
They can do anything.
That's so cool.
Right? And then they have different designs. So there's different instructions on the website where you buy the napkins if you wanted to buy them. And
what is the website? Do you know it?
No, he didn't tell me that part. But it's Napkin Roses. His name is Michael Mode. I'm trying to make sure I spell it correctly.
I'll type it into the thing.
Yeah, type it in the comments for everybody. But there's all sorts of ways you can make it. This person has cut the ends so they look like little things like this. And then you can make little tulips as well. There's all sorts of different styles that you can make, and they're really fun. I usually make them for my friends when they're not feeling great, or if I've ever upset my parents, I'll give them a little napkin flower. But they're really fun and they're sweet, and I found that everyone loves them. I've done them at restaurants as well after dinner and left them for the waitresses.
Yeah, that's one of those. It really is one of the. I hold this. Maybe this isn't a good example, but they really are. They're a great little thing to surprise someone, especially wait staff or anyone who works in retail or anything like that. It's like a little random act of kindness that you can do. That's super awesome.
Definitely.
So thank you for sharing that.
That's so fun. I love you.
I think you're the first guest Artsy Fartsy as well. I think it's mostly been me trying really hard to do crafts. And But thank you for doing that.
Your
So
mom liked the flowers, and it made me very happy.
she does. She likes. So my mom was an art teacher for 30 years.
Wow.
So
There was a
whenever
lot of
she
pressure then. But you didn't tell me that.
right. So whenever she sees me try anything that's artistic, she's just really, really disappointed because like it never like clicked with me. I don't know.
I like how
So
you emphasize the trying there.
Felicity, it's now time for something called the whatever wheel.
Oh my. I was nervous.
Oh yeah. We're gonna spin the wheel. There's little games, there's trivia, there's like little improv games, etc.
Okay.
And we're just gonna have fun with it and do that. So let me pop it up in the stream there, and I'll kind of make it the only thing there, and then we'll bring it back. So I'm gonna spin the wheel. Are you ready?
Ready.
Okay, trivia.
Okay.
So
About this at all.
so I've got a few different questions here. First one, what was the original name of Twitter?
There's a joke there somewhere. I don't know. The off-brand Facebook.
I'm pretty sure that Twitter came out before Facebook, actually.
Did it?
Well, I'm not. Don't hold me to that, but I kind of think so. All right, do you give up?
I give up.
The original name of Twitter, I'm pretty sure was still pronounced Twitter, but it was TWTTR.
Just
like
do you remember there's like an old Roald Dahl book, Twix, or something like that with the bird?
No, it looked like that.
That seems very unnecessary. Looks like Welsh.
All right.
Very funny in the corner. I know.
Next question. Which planet has the most gravity, or the most, I guess, gravitational pull?
I took an entire class about astronomy, and I should know this in college. Jupiter.
Correct.
Whoa!
All right, next question. Which country produces the most coffee?
Brazil?
Correct. You're 2 out of 3. You are killing it.
I'm not a trivia person usually. I've always failed every trivia I've been to.
This is amazing, man. It's too bad there's no prize. It's like, whose line is it anyway? Nothing mattered. All right, last question. Which country does the band AC/DC come from?
I want to say New Zealand. Isn't it Australia though?
I don't know. You tell me.
Is it Australia? Australia.
That's correct. Oh my God.
You're kidding.
No, it's on the thing. It's
on Google.
It's really amazing. Wow. I mean, it's not that I'm impressed that you know it, but I feel like this is stuff that I don't know, but maybe other people actually know. But it's one of those things that I thought people wouldn't know. Does that make sense?
I remember someone asking me if I've ever met AC/DC, and I went, "Why would I know? They're from England." I'm like, are they?
See, I literally, when I was looking at this, I had no idea where they were from. Like zero. I couldn't even like come up with anything. But as I've asked people this, I've been surprised at how close people get. They either say New Zealand or Australia.
Because don't they call them
I had no idea.
or something in Australia?
Do they call it what?
They don't call them AC/DC in Australia. They call them Akadaka.
Oh.
Have you not heard this?
No.
I always thought it was
I don't know.
thing.
We're learning things, though.
Yeah.
We're learning things on Forever Young. Do you want to do one more spin of the whatever wheel?
Sounds great.
All right, let's do it. Okay, I ran out of trivia, so we're going to do it again. Okay. Is it rigged? All right, 2 truths and a lie. Are you familiar? Oh, sorry, you can't see it.
Yeah.
Never mind. Oh, here.
You could have just chosen anything.
I could have chosen anything, but I got trivia twice, but it ended up on 2 truths and a lie.
Okay, is this about you or about me?
You have to, about you. 2 truths and a lie.
Okay. 2 things that are true and 1 that's a lie. I
And
qualify.
people that are watching it can try to guess.
Okay, I qualify for 3 citizenships. I have a pet hedgehog, and I have 2 older sisters.
I didn't know one of those. I think I have a decent idea. We can wait a second if we want people to try to guess, but I'm guessing your parents will just go ahead and guess. Yeah. Because I think I know the answer based on something you told me the other day.
Probably.
Yeah, but I didn't know the other ones though.
Really?
Yeah, those are.
I feel like I talk about them a lot.
Oh well. All right. So my guess is that the lie is the 2 older sisters.
It is. You're correct.
Because you have 2 brothers, right?
I do. I'm the youngest. I'm the only girl and the favorite child. But they may disagree.
So do the hedgehog and the
Child.
did the hedgehog and the mice get along? How does that work?
So the hedgehog died like a year ago, but he was our pet for 5 years. Her name was Heidi because she hid during the day because she's nocturnal, and she was our favorite thing to bring out whenever people came out because they were just she was so cute and everyone was confused by the fact we had a hedgehog, even though the fact my father's a magician and we're from England didn't confuse anybody whatsoever. So it was devastating.
Wow. So by the way, the comments are going nuts. I don't know if you see that.
Yeah, my aunt's just joined in saying didn't hide why. My brother didn't know this for a while. It was because it was his pet. So we were playing a game at Christmas and he found out by pulling out that card in the game, and it was very entertaining and very sad at the same time. It was very funny.
My mom is very happy that she got it right. And my friend Marta agreed as well. So good job, people. Good job. So let's see. I'm going to do a trick. I'm not going to do it live. I have it pre-recorded, but I promise this in the beginning, I'm going to read the minds of everyone watching through the screen. I'm going to read your mind. So Felicity's going to go bye-bye again for a bit. What's up? Ben Young here. I am going to read your mind. Oh, hold on. Let me mute Felicity. Here we go. Through the screen. Ooh. I've got 5 cards. I want you to think of one of these cards, right? Burn it into your brain. Keep thinking about it. I'm going to shuffle the cards up a little bit. Believe it or not, I'm actually going to try to make your card disappear completely. Watch. That's it. That's all it takes. You'll notice I still have 5 cards, but the face of your card has disappeared completely. All right. So if I got your card, if it disappeared, comment below. Let me know that worked out. Yeah, I think it's kind of a cool thing. I'll post that and you can try it again later as well. So it is now time. My mom has been texting me, or she commented. She said, "Did I miss the turtle?" No. And it is now time for Spotlight of Awesome. And a little backstory here. My parents live on a farm. They have 23 acres. They have horses and cats and dogs and chickens, the whole deal. And so the other day, apparently they found a snapping turtle. Actually, Felicity, oh, Felicity's leaving. Oh, she's gone. Oh, she moved. Okay, no, you're good. You're good. So, they found a snapping turtle, and apparently my parents, who are both retired, so they have the time, I guess, they followed it around for like 3.5 hours around the farm. So, and they made a video. My mom made a little video, and I just had to share it with you. So, and I'm going to mute myself because I guess there's an
That's a tortoise. Turtle. Dude, that's a tortoise. It's not a turtle. It's still a tortoise. A turtle lives in water. A tortoise lives on land. A turtle's not a tortoise. It's not hard to understand. Turtle. 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 That's a tortoise.
So it is not a tortoise, as far as I know. That is actually a snapping turtle. Felicity, I'm going to bring you back in. Okay, you ready? Okay. And there you are, almost.
Hello, I changed.
Yeah, I see that. So did you see the snapping turtle?
Did you not see me dancing? That song was amazing.
I don't know where my mother found that song, but that was a huge turtle. Like you can't really tell when you see the photos, and then you see it next to a cat, and like it could just like destroy the thing. I don't know. So that is usually Spotlight of Awesome is like me scouring the internet for like cool stuff. But this fell into my lap because my parents were like, "Hey, we found a snapping turtle on the farm, and we followed it around the farm for 3.5 hours." So, so that was it. So if you guys like the turtle, put in a turtle emoji in the comments if you liked the snapping turtle.
Great.
So we have reached the end of the show. And before people leave, if you want to follow Felicity on Instagram, it's Felicity R. Fields. If you want to follow me on Facebook or Instagram, it is at Ben Young Live. And if you want to learn magic, you can go to benyounglive.com. And there's a little button that says Learn Magic, and you can learn magic there. And lastly, if you want to become a fan of the show, you can actually join the Ben Young Fan Club on Patreon. You get early access on magic videos, you get some glory, you learn magic, get VIP live stream hangouts, and more. So if you want to help support the show and all the other content I'm putting out, you can go to patreon.com/BenYoungLive. And again, thank you so much, Felicity, for being on the show. Thank you so much. And as always, we're going to end the show with a dad joke. So if you see, oh, you're still there. Oh God, here we go. So if you see an Apple store get robbed, does that make you an eyewitness? An iPhone. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. I will see you next week. Have a great rest of your day. Take care.